Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Shalom. I'm David Mנצר, spokesman for the National Public Diplomacy Directorate in the Office of the Prime Minister this Monday, the 21st of April. It's day 563 of the October 7th war, 18 and a half months since this country was attacked and our people stolen. A quick update from me and then we'll get to your questions. Please put your questions in the chat together with your name and news outlet, and we'll take your questions at the end. We start today on this Easter Monday and on behalf of Israel extending heartfelt condolences to the Catholic Church and to Christians around the world on the passing of Pope Francis. His leadership was marked by humility, compassion and a steadfast commitment to uplifting the poor and calling for peace in a troubled world. As our President has made clear also to our Christian communities here in the Holy Land, in Jerusalem, in Nazareth, in Galilee, and elsewhere and beyond. We here in Israel recognize your deep spiritual connection to this land and your vital contribution to our shared society. And as you mark this Easter season, may the message of hope and renewal resonate even amidst sorrow. May Pope Francis' legacy inspire continued dialogue and understanding among all faiths. May his memory be a blessing. Next, I have the sad and unenviable duty to inform you of a tragic fallen amongst Israel's armed forces. The number of fallen soldiers in this war has unfortunately risen to 848. Warrant Officer Galab Siliman al-Nasara was 35 years old, and from the Bedouin community of Rahat, he fell in battle against Hamas in northern Gaza. The Prime Minister spoke for the nation when he sent heartfelt condolences to the family of Warrant Officer Galeb Nasser of blessed memory. He said the entire people of Israel mourn together with his dear family, and the entire people of Israel salute him for his heroism. He also sent best wishes for a complete and swift recovery to the fighting men and women who were wounded in the same battle. May his memory be a blessing forever. Next to the Gaza emergency vehicles incident, the full findings are available from the IDF and their investigation. I won't repeat all of the findings here, but the bottom line of this incident is that it was a tragic and undesired result of a complex operational situation, as well as some serious faults in the operation of the forces on the ground. The IDF has expressed regret for harm to uninvolved civilians and reaffirmed its commitment to learning from the incident to prevent reoccurrence, in particular regarding the protection of medical personnel in combat zones. The investigation's findings will be reviewed by the Military Prosecutor's Office. The IDF's independent General Staff investigation mechanism conducted the thorough investigation, and it was based on a field reenactment, video surveillance, soldier interrogations, and intelligence reports. It found that the soldiers acted under pressure in a complex, high-risk environment. The force did not act indiscriminately. Importantly, no evidence was found of execution or desecration of bodies. The investigation found that the forces did not intentionally target medical personnel, but were focused on the immediate threats. You'll be well aware that this is not the first time, by any stretch of the imagination, that Hamas have used medical vehicles as getaway cars to transport weapons and for operational activity. So yes, the investigation found that errors were made in judgment and procedure, but they certainly do reflect Israel's commitment to accountability, even during war. So disciplinary action has been taken against the commander of the brigade, and the deputy commander of the Golani Patrol has been removed from his position due to his role in the incident and failures in accurate reporting. Of the 15 people killed, 6 were confirmed as Hamas operatives. 6 were Hamas operatives, again demonstrating how Hamas embeds itself inside, amongst civilians, abuses humanitarian symbols to endanger lives. Now let me address the broader issue. Some say, and I've heard this in many media outlets, that Israel cannot investigate itself. That criticism simply does not stand. Every professional military, the British, the Americans, the Canadians, investigates itself. That is the international standard practice, and to say otherwise is applying double standards to Israel, as is so often the case in the international media. For instance, the UK's Iraq and Afghanistan investigations and the US's probes into incidents like Haditha or Kunduz or the Kunduz airstrike were all internally conducted. In Israel, our mechanisms are as rigorous as any in the democratic world. We have military investigators, legal oversight, and an independent judiciary. Israel does not shy away from scrutiny. No matter the difficulty, we embrace it because accountability and justice are core to who we are as a country. Next on our nation's struggle to get our hostages home, this weekend, Hamas again rejected a proposal that could have led to the release of half of the remaining hostages, half of the remaining living hostages who are still in Gaza, and as well as the return of many of the deceased. Israel's current intel is that 24 hostages are alive in Gaza. 35 have been killed by Hamas and are still being held as hostage in Gaza. As of today, Israel has returned 196 hostages. Israel has secured the release of 196 hostages, 147 of them alive. No one should be in any doubt that Israel will not conclude this war of redemption until we destroy Hamas in Gaza, return all of our hostages, and ensure that the Gaza Strip will never again constitute a threat to Israel. As for our military action in Gaza against the terrorists, I can share with you in a series of intensified operations, the IDF eliminated Ahmad Mansour, an Islamic Jihad terrorist who had infiltrated Israel and participated in the October 7th massacre. Mansour later directed rocket fire against Israeli civilians. Over the past 72 hours, Israel's Air Force has struck 200 terror targets across Gaza. Amongst those are launch and sniper posts, weapons depots, and terror compounds. Ground forces dismantled terror infrastructure in Rafah, Tel al-Sultan, and Shabora, uncovering weapons caches and eliminating several terrorists. In northern Gaza, troops have targeted operatives hiding in an underground facility and destroyed Hamas sniper nests, which were threatening our forces. Okay, that's the end of our briefing here today. I will now take your questions. Please put them in the chat together with your news outlet, and we will take some of your questions. First question here I can see is from Jason Perry from NTD News. Are you able to provide any updates on Gazans voluntarily leaving the territory or countries who have agreed to take in Gazans? Thank you for that question, Jason. I haven't got any further information to share with you on those particular issues, but I would say to you that people that care about Gazans should want Hamas to leave, to surrender. They should want Hamas to give back our hostages. That would be the humane thing to do. That would be the decent thing to do if countries really care about Gaza. And they would also offer, as in other wars in this region and around the world, and not to mention Ukraine or in Syria, people have been able to leave, to escape the fighting. Why is it that Gazans are not allowed or have not been able to leave? The overwhelming majority of them. Hannah Julian, next question from Hannah from the Jewish Press. How many terrorists have been released from Israeli prisons as part of the various hostage release deals since the start of this war? Thank you for that question, Hannah. I don't have that question, that answer for you to hand. Next question is a question from Ivan Batyerev from TASS, the Russian news agency. It's a follow-up question regarding the passing of Pope Francis. Is Israel planning to send an official delegation to Pope Francis's funeral? If yes, is it known? Will it be at its head? Okay, I'm not sure what you mean, that last part of that question. Sorry, is it known who it will be? I think that's who you meant there. Ivan, thank you, Ivan. I haven't got any information to share with you on that particular issue, but without committing any faux pas, I will imagine that Israel will indeed send a representation to Pope Francis's funeral. Israel does, of course, have relations with the Vatican, and we do, of course, as our President has made clear today, pay tribute to the late Pope's commitment to interfaith dialogue, to relations between Jews and Christians, which were most welcome. So I haven't got any information precisely who it will be, if that's your question, but I have no doubt that Israel will indeed send representation to the funeral. Okay, that's the last question here today. Thank you for joining us. We'll have another briefing later in the week. In the meantime, you can contact us in the usual way for questions or for interview. And in the meantime, please do stay safe. And happy Easter, of course, if you're celebrating. And of course, our condolences to those who are mourning the passing of Pope Francis. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.